Gotta look good, babe. You're video recording right now, huh? Hey guys, my name's Howard. Born and raised Petaluma, still currently living there. Your standard Joe, working a blue collar job. I work for Pepsi. 25 years young. Basically reaching out, starting a vlog. I'm new to this. Goals are to hopefully inspire and motivate others. I want to give another way for people to find inspiration and motivation, someone they can relate to, an average Joe, a blue collar worker that works his 40 to 50 hours a week and still finds time to get into the gym and better himself and make healthier choices. Because I once being there making excuses not to eat right because I don't have time, not to exercise because I don't have time. It was all just excuses, ways to get out, easy ways out. When reality is I had the time. You have to make time. And, unfortunately, it took me almost hitting like as close to rock bottom as I want to get to really realize that and turn my life around. It wasn't until about 7 months ago uh, when I kind of hit like a rock bottom, and it was a reality check for me. And I decided I needed to do something with my life. I needed to change my life, do something more positive, more productive. Talking to a buddy of mine, he said he was looking into competing, and the show that he was looking at was about 11, 10 weeks out. And I thought to myself, that's something I might be interested in. 10 weeks out, I'm in okay shape, mediocre, average. I mean, I talked to a couple people and said, what is the realistic view on me possibly getting ready for a show like this? And they said, well, you're going to have to work 3 times as hard as anyone, but if you can do so, you could probably do it the shape that you're in. So at that point, that day, I decided I'm going to do this. I'm going to make that change. I'm going to compete. And sure enough, getting a coach, between my diet, working out twice a day, cardio every day, it was probably the hardest 10 weeks of my life. But the results at the end of the day were worth it. Everyone said, just trust the process. And that's exactly what I did. I said, I've been battling everything for so many years. Just let it go. It's 10 weeks of my life. So I trust the process. I trusted my coach. I didn't question. I just followed the orders. And sure enough, in 10 weeks, I made this crazy transformation. Competed in my first show, Tahoe, 2015. I took fourth in my class. Never been on stage before. Not a lot of posing practice. Taking fourth was a big deal, placing. After that, I started immediately looking into a second show. I picked up the Hayward show, October 2015. Unfortunately, didn't place, but I think a lot of that was I took fourth. I can do better. I know I can. Really, overlooking and underestimating a lot of these guys have put years into this. But for me to go back to back within 6 weeks of each other, taking on 2 big shows, it helped me realize this is what I want to do. This is what I want my life to be, fitness, meeting all these positive people. And the best part was they were all like me. They were all working their day jobs, and they were finding whatever time they could to get in there, work out, prepping for this show, everyone's techniques and approaches. It was inspiring. Since then, I've seen nothing but positive changes. I feel better. I look better. I've met a lot of great people, and what it came down to is surrounding myself around people with like mind and that were willing to push me. Growing up, I didn't have a very structured family background. Uh, Parents and sibling being drug addicts, alcoholics. I was forced to be away from home a lot of the time. I made choices to be with friends a lot more. Um, but again, at a young age, I feel like I still made smarter choices than I should. My sister unfortunately followed in footsteps of my parents. Um, it's just the way she was brought up, maybe. I don't know, just the influence she had. But for some reason, I didn't involve myself in those influences. I chose to separate myself. You know, as I got older, I realized like it really did suck. My childhood, like not really having things that most kids should have, really did suck. You know, maybe I didn't realize it at that young age because I was living the moment. But when you look back at it and you see like the younger generations now, and you see all these things they take for granted that their parents are doing for them, it made me realize like I wish I had a lot of those things growing up. So a lot of that contributes toward my positivity because I think that a lot of opportunity is lost with people, and most of it's because it's not pointed out, or it's not, you know, that maybe that little bit of help that others need, that they're just asking for, that, you know, good job, great work, that pat on the back. They're not receiving that, and therefore they don't make those smart choices. They don't make those positive changes that they could have done, and all it took was just one compliment, one little motivation. And I fortunately found those sources through other things. Some say I'm lucky, some say it's just who I am. But a lot of people out there, they don't have that capability. And I want to be able to go out there and help push those people, let them know that they can be great, they can be powerful. Online, there's millions of workout videos and fitness models, or role models, but a lot of them aren't really, you know, a lot of those goals aren't obtainable necessarily to every individual. I want to give something real. After my last show, obviously not placing, did I take it as a negative? No. Did I take it as a loss? No. I mean, me getting on stage was a win. It was the best feeling I've ever had in my life. I felt like I was doing the right thing, what I was meant to do, what I wanted to do. I was happy. Um, but you know, afterwards, speaking with my coach, it was, you know, the truth that you don't want to hear necessarily. So we decided that, you know, my next show that I should probably do would be around September of next year. And that gave me plenty of time to put on a little bit more size, to cut down, and then kind of maybe possibly grow into my show. If you guys are looking for motivation or inspiration, you know, something that you can relate to, the real world fitness kind of thing, you should, you know, follow me in my journey, subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna make some huge changes in the next few months, and I would love for you guys to follow. And whatever I learn, allow me to pay it forward. Allow me to give it and share with you guys, and watch me grow. And in hopes you watching me grow inspires you to grow too. And comment, leave messages, ask me for feedback. You know, all of it's positive, because that's all I want to do. Is I just want to create a more positive world. Positivity will attract positivity.